So the autonomic nervous system, which is a big poster here right behind me, kind of gives a good overlay of the anatomy behind that. But it's basically a two-part system that regulates all the other health processes in our body. Your heart rate, respiration, digestion, your stress response, your ability to relax, sleep, etc. So within that, there's two main branches. You have your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. And so you can think of your sympathetic as your fight or flight, as your stress response, and then the opposite side of the coin, your parasympathetic, which is more rest and digest, rest and recovery, eat, sleep, etc. So there's an inverse relationship between these two. You could kind of make the analogy like a gas and brake pedal system of a car. Stress can be categorized into three main groups. If you think about it, we reference them as the three T's. So thoughts, trauma, and toxins. So thoughts, that could be any kind of emotional, psychological stress. Again, a lot of people deal with that impact mental health, but can also play a role in the physical manifestation of the body. The second, trauma, that could be anything from, say, injuries in the past or more recent, or not even a really direct injury at all, but more so the way people live their daily activities. Maybe it's a desk job where someone sits at a desk for years on end, or say a manual labor job that's very taxing on the body, or something that you may see on an x-ray or an MRI, some type of maybe bone spur or a disc displacement, disc bulge, something that's causing a physical irritation onto the neurological structures. And then last but not least, toxins, which could be associated with any kind of chemical stress. Maybe that's a bad diet, being exposed to, say, pesticides on foods, or chemicals making its way into the body, whether someone is aware of that or not, say in a work environment, etc. So a lot of people have some level of all three of these, some more than others. And so with chronic stress, that can actually impact the autonomic nervous system and get it stuck to where it can't shift in and out of the sympathetic and parasympathetic balance based off whatever situation they're in. For instance, if, say, you're walking out of your house at night and a big dog starts to chase you and it's trying to bite you, that's a very stressful situation. You want to be able to shift into that sympathetic mode to get away from the dog. So blood pressure goes up, heart rate goes up, peripheral blood flow to the area so you can run, get away, escape the attack, the threat. Now, once you make it inside your house, ideally you would want to be able to kind of calm down, shift over out of that sympathetic response and more into the kind of rest and digest mode, or somewhere close to that. So with chronic stress, a lot of times that prevents someone from being able to shift into more of that balanced state, and a lot of times leads into a lot of chronic health issues that we see in the world today. One thing with chiropractic is basically being able to make certain changes to the balance or imbalance of that autonomic nervous system. And we do that through specific analysis and correction adjustment of what we call subluxation. And so this is a term that's used in the chiropractic realm to basically describe any kind of neurological tension or interference between the brain and the body via the spinal cord and accessory nerves that innervate literally everything in the body, organs, tissues, glands. It's all controlled and regulated by the central nervous system. And more specifically, the autonomic nervous system. With the adjustment, and more so adjustments, because it is a cumulative effect. Stress doesn't typically just go away with, say, one quick change. Instead of trying to remove those stressors, it makes much more sense in a more sustainable approach to make yourself more adaptable or resilient to that stress, to where it doesn't impact your health in a negative fashion.